Never trust a girl that tries to destroy you when she's mad. Because if she really cares about you, like really cares about you, nothing in this world will make her do that. She would rather walk away than to do that to you. So if you're with a girl that does that, run.
First off, let me applaud this young woman for her honesty, right? It's very rare that you find a young female out there, especially on social media, who is willing to be honest with you and basically tattletale on the sisterhood, tattletale on her female friends. The fact that they can be very vindictive and very revengeful after you break up, right? And as I've taught you guys, you don't know who she is until you break up with her. And I've said that a number of times. You don't know who the girl is until you finally break up with her. That is when her true colors come out. That is when you get to see what she's really about, right? You guys who've gone through a nasty breakup or a nasty divorce, tell me I'm wrong. You don't know who she is until that relationship ends. Seen it with all mine, right? I mean, even beat a dead horse, bringing up my ex from 2006. I really didn't see like the worst of her until the very end. Right? Like it was like that final week or the last few days that we were breaking up. It's like I really saw like just the evil in her, like the anger, the vindictiveness, and she literally told me she was like gonna seek vengeance and all this other stuff, right? But like this young lady said, she says that if she's a cool girl, she'll just walk away, and most girls will. By the way, I mean I don't want to paint all modern young women with a broad brush. Most will walk away. However, a good number of them, and a good rising number of them, won't. They will try to screw you over on their way out the door. Especially if they feel that you've done them wrong. They'll be like, you know, or even if you haven't done them wrong, they'll make up things in their head like, oh, he did me wrong. Right? And then she'll try to seek vengeance on you. And unfortunately, with the climate we're living in today, where these young modern women are being taught to basically hate men. I mean, let's call it for what it is. I mean, look at these feminist videos you see on TV. Look at the mainstream. Look at these corporations. Look at these advertisements going on. Look at the movies today. It's being, I mean, what's being propagandized to young females today is to hate men, hate masculinity, hate the patriarchy. How many times have you seen that? Oh, the patriarchy, that's the reason we're so oppressed. That is the reason. The patriarchy must be destroyed. All men. And I've literally heard some of these feminist rants on social media. They're like, all men. And if you hashtag like not all men, they'll accuse you of like hate speech. Literally, I've seen that. Like somebody, I forgot what it was, but somebody's hashtag like not all men. And they're like, it is all men, you know. Insane. But these young ladies are being taught to hate anything that has to do with the masculine, even though we're responsible for all the major inventions throughout the centuries. We're responsible for every major convenience that society is enjoying today, including women, whether we're talking about the internet, smartphones, cars, planes, right? We're responsible for all that. But is there any gratitude there? Is there any like, oh wow, man, let's have a male appreciation day? Nope, nope. I mean, there is a men's day in November. I think it's like November 19th or something. But I did post out on my IG once, and everyone was shocked that there was a men's day. They're like, really? That's today's men's day? I'm like, yep. You know, and people were just surprised about it. But when it's International Women's Day, everybody knows, right? Make sure they get the parade going. They make sure they plaster it all over TV, shove it down your throat. You can't go anywhere without seeing it. Right? It's like Gay Pride Month. It's like you can't escape this shit anymore. I mean, it's like, can I just be left alone in peace? Nope. Here's this flag. You know, and it's like, it's always in your face, and people are getting sick of it, by the way. But when it comes to International Men's Day, nobody's celebrating us, right? Nobody cares about us, and it's like, dude, who built this society? Who protects this society? Who dies for this society? Men do, right? Look at the military. Overwhelmingly, all the casualties are like 99% men. Most of the casualties are 99% men. If you look at all of the skyscrapers in all of these major cities, whether it be New York, especially New York, San Francisco, Chicago, right? All these skyscrapers, who are they built by? Men. All of these bridges, right? Especially the one where I'm from, San Francisco. Grew up right by the Golden Gate Bridge, only a couple of miles away from it. I always ask my dad, who built that, Dad? Men. He's like, men died on that bridge. I'm like, really? They died building the bridge, Dad? He was like, yeah, they died building that bridge so people can friggin' cross from San Francisco to Sausalito. Men had to die for that. So people had that convenience. He's like, men always die for these things. Do we get any praise? Do we get any thank you? No. No. They don't care. They don't care. Instead, society is teaching women to hate men, to be angry at men, to be hostile towards men. Right? And I know you guys have seen it too. Sometimes you might just be like out running your errands. You might be at a supermarket or something, and then some like Karen gets in your face about something you did. Like, sir, you took that loaf of bread off the shelf, and then you put it in the wrong section. And she just like goes off on you for something ridiculous, right? Or during the Roni, like if you weren't wearing your mask, or you might have dropped it, or you might have forgot it, or maybe you just didn't want to wear it. So Karen, like, sir, you're putting people's lives at risk, but it's not like she can't just have a normal conversation with you and be like, oh, excuse me, sir, and be, polite about it. No, she has to be hostile, angry, and you could feel this hatred behind it. You could feel this anger behind it. It's because she hates men. Don't kid yourself, man. It's because she hates men. And I run across a lot of these females out there, too. It's like, I could tell the chick was brainwashed to hate men. And so many young women today are being brainwashed to hate men. Even just subconsciously, right? They're being brainwashed that, hey, men are the problem. This is why we're oppressed. The gender pay gap. The gender pay gap. It's like, give me a break with that crap. I mean, every statistic in the world will tell you that there is no gender pay gap. It's like, no, you just don't take the dangerous jobs. You don't work overtime. You don't put in the same hours. You don't negotiate as well as men do at when you're getting these jobs. So whose fault is that? That's yours. Okay, I love it too how these feminists always complain about like, oh, there are not enough women in the C-level suites, in these executive suites, right? We don't have enough female CEOs and CFOs and all this. We need more women in these corporations leading the nation, and it's like, why? How come they only complain about the good jobs, right? You notice they only complain about good jobs. I mean, there's tons of gender disparity in custodial work. There's tons of gender disparity in construction. There's tons of gender disparity in drilling holes in the street and wearing an orange vest at 4 in the morning. How come you're not complaining about those jobs? Oh, no. We just want the good jobs. We just want the nice jobs that pay a whole lot of money where we don't have to get our hands dirty. We don't want those like menial jobs. Leave that to the men. Let them be the plumbers and the construction guys and construction workers. Let them be drilling the holes in the street at 4 a.m. I don't want to get up at 4 a.m. I don't want to be wearing an orange vest. It doesn't look good on me. I don't want to be standing out in the cold in the middle of the road. No, I don't want to do that. I want to be in a safe, comfortable corner office. Yeah, they only want the good jobs. Or even simply when she gets mad at you, as she was saying, right? Because you might be in an argument with your girl. She gets mad at you, and instead of trying to work things out with you, instead of trying to reason with you, talk to you, the first thing she does is she gets destructive, right? She gets destructive. She might go in the next room, call up her girlfriends, plan a little girls' night out for that weekend where she could meet other dudes, and she feels like she's getting back at you passive-aggressively. Those are probably the worst, right, fellas? Like the passive-aggressive women who just kind of get back at you secretly. They never really voice their anger. They just get back at you, right? By cheating on you or by doing something behind your back. And that's like really shady, really sketchy, shady behavior. And I've definitely dated girls like that. I can't stand those type of girls where it's like this constant tit for tat, as I call it. It's like you did something, and a lot of times you did it without really knowing you did it. And then she will just make a point to hold a grudge against you and get back at you for that. Or do things behind your back and then use that as the rationalization for why she's about to hop in the sack with this other dude behind your back. So when she gets mad, even from a little fight, okay, even from a little fight, that is when you have to be like, okay, how does she react to this? How does she respond to this? Okay, does she respond in a way that's healthy, that is going to make our relationship better? Or does she respond in a way that is destructive and is going to make our relationship worse? Okay, is she trying to help this relationship, or is she trying to sabotage this relationship? And a lot of times these girls will sabotage a relationship if they come from a dysfunctional family where they suffered some childhood trauma that they still have not dealt with. And, to a certain degree, we all come from dysfunctional families, but for most of us, we deal with any childhood trauma we've had, and we just try to do our best as adults to cope with it, to move forward, so we don't repeat this pattern of behavior with other people who might not be deserving of that. But, when it comes to damaged women, because a lot of women who do seek revenge on guys, they are damaged, and these chicks always end up alone, right? These girls, they don't do that. They just constantly blame shift. So nothing is ever their fault. It's always your fault, and they're constantly trying to get back at you. They're constantly trying to get even with you, right? I got to get even with him. He did this to me. I'm going to do this to him. Right? They can't function in a normal, healthy relationship. And in any relationship, no matter how healthy it is, you're going to have conflict from time to time. Any relationship on the planet is going to have conflict from time to time, whether it's a dating partner, especially with dating partner, right? Because you're together so much, you're going to disagree on a lot of things. You're going to argue about certain things. You're going to have different, beliefs about certain things, or, different opinions on certain things. You're going to have conflict. It's the way you deal with that conflict that determines whether or not your relationship's going to last. Okay? If you're mature and you deal with it in a way that is going to help your relationship, and you try to understand the other person, where they're coming from, and if you hurt them at all, and what you could do differently to better the relationship together, obviously is the wise choice. Or you could go the route that a lot of these younger modern women do, where it's like, nope, he said this, I didn't like it, I'm going to get even with him. Ooh, there's this guy at my work, he's been asking me out, and I've been saying no to him. You know what? I'm going to go out with him, and I'm just not going to tell him. Just not going to tell my man. I'm just going to do it because he's a dick. He deserves it. F him. Piss me off that last fight. Girls like that, hey guys, avoid them like the plague. These type of chicks are always going to be single, right? They're forever going to be single. Sadly, a lot of them too are pretty hot, right? I've dated some pretty super hot girls with this type of attitude. It's just like, oh, Matt did this. Ooh, I can't wait to get him back. Ooh, I'm going to get even with him. It's like, I didn't even know I did that. Right? Didn't even know I did that. It's like, shit, you're, really? That's not who you want to surround yourself with. I mean, whether it's a dating relationship, a business partner, or just some casual friendship that you have. That's not what you want. I mean, you're better off trusting your enemies than this person who claims to be your girl or your boy or your bestie. Better off trusting your enemies, right? As Robert Greene says. But this chick is right. Like she said, you watch out when these girls get mad. I mean, I think that is probably the best tall tale sign to see if your relationship is going to last, period, is how this person responds when there is conflict. Because it's easy when, there's no waves, the waters are calm, it's easy for everybody to just enjoy the relationship, right? But as soon as some waves start to hit, that's when you can tell, like, okay, does this person have what it takes to be in a LTR with me without doing anything that is going to try to harm the relationship or seek vengeance on me or try to get even with me or try to do this tit-for-tat garbage? Can this person just be mature and normal without trying to constantly get back at me for something I don't even know I did half the time? Or because we had a normal argument and I'm just being me in the argument, and I'm just trying to be honest, and this person takes it as an offense and has to go like get passive aggressive and try to, take a dirty shot at me. So you have to ask yourself, and this is especially true when you guys break up. Okay, I said this a number of times. You don't know who she is until you finally break up with her. That is when the real her comes out. That is when you start to see who this person really is. So, if this person displays qualities to you where she is treating you like an enemy, she's treating you like a foe and not a friend, not even somebody she cares about, watch out, man. Watch out. Okay? Because these chicks will like put you under. And I mean, and it's really scary too, because a lot of these girls, like if you're in an argument, right, and I've heard a number of these stories, like you're in an argument, and even if the girl is hitting you, wailing on you, causing all the destruction and the chaos, if she calls the cops, they come over, guess who they're arresting? You. They're taking you because you're the guy. They'll just assume you did something, right? Because that is the type of simping that we've created in this society. We've created this environment where it's like, nope, women can do nothing wrong. It's always the man's fault. And then the guy gets arrested. So this is why you want to be careful with the girls you choose out there, right? That's why I'm super careful. I mean, if the girl starts to show these qualities in, even when we're just dating and like say we're on the first date, and I could tell very early if the chick like is a little too sensitive, right? If she gets easily offended, and instead of talking to me and having an adult conversation with me, she tries to get back at me, tries to get even, or tries to like take a shot in return, to return fire. That's when I'm like, no, this ain't gonna work, because I can't be with somebody like that. I can't be with somebody that is, constantly thinking that somebody is like I'm doing evil to her or something like that, just because I'm being honest. Right? If that person has hate in their heart, can't be with them. You have to have some, especially for a female, you have to have that compassion in your heart. You have to have that understanding. But if she doesn't, I mean, she's pretty much damaged. She's going to try to destroy you after, during the relationship and as well as after the relationship, right? She might run a smear campaign on you. Like she'll tell all her friends, like, oh, broke up with Tommy because he's like a drug addict. Broke up with Tommy because he's, he turned into an alcoholic. Like none of it's true. She's just running a smear campaign on you. So, careful guys, be careful. Okay? Especially when the relationship is ending, because that's when you see the true nature of the person you're with. That's when you will see who they really are. A lot of these girls these days, you gotta be careful, man. If they've been brainwashed with that feminism, when you're kicking them out the door, you gotta be careful, right? Because they might try to get back at you. And this is why I'm very, very careful about the girls that I date, that I bring into my life. I make sure that, they're not one of these like modern day feministas that is parroting that rhetoric and, the patriarchy, it's all their fault and all this, because that chick's already damaged. She's been taught to hate men. Right? She's been taught to hate men. Some can be saved, because a lot of these chicks too can just be coffee shop feminists. They're just regurgitating talking points that they heard from like Trevor Noah or CNN and or Joe Behar, and so they can easily be turned. I've turned a lot of these girls back too, to just like from their little half vampire state back to normal human beings, and just realizing like, hey man, they're just the mainstream's whole goal is just keeping you angry and making you angry. Can't you see that? Like they're just constantly like dividing us. But we all need each other. We all have our unique strengths and differences as male or female, and then they're usually able to be at least reasonable. So it's important to find a girl who's reasonable, right? A girl who is just not stuck in this concrete thinking where it's like, oh, it's all this way, it's all men's fault, oh, it's all the patriarchy's fault that we are oppressed. No, because when you have that type of concrete thinking, which a lot of woke people do, you can't conceptualize abstract thinking, right? You can't just use common sense. Okay, you just can't use common sense. And you'll see this come out in your relationship with these girls, because when you have arguments with them, they'll be completely unreasonable, right? Completely unreasonable, completely narcissistic, completely self-centered. It's all about them. Everything's about them. It's just me, gimme, gimme, gimme. And they never bring anything of value into the relationship. And really, that's the big red flag you want to look for, is those type of girls. Like, once they start acting out like that, and a lot of times you don't know until you're in that relationship, you know? Of course, sometimes when you're just dating, they can give off those red flags, but you might just choose to ignore them. I don't, personally. I'm like, I always pay attention. I'm like, did she really say that? Or did she really just do that? You know, and I take those red flags seriously, especially these days. But a lot of you guys won't. You'll be like, bypass that. Like, oh, I'm sure she's fine. Sure she's fine. And then you'll go on into a relationship with her, and then you'll start to see even more red flags. Like, whoa, like we just had this like small conflict yesterday, and she blew it up into this big thing, and she wouldn't even see my point. It was like she wouldn't even listen to me. She wouldn't even give me a chance to speak. It was all about her. And then she started throwing things. Time to get out, because that's the type of chick that's going to come around after you dump her. She's going to key your car. She's going to spike your tires. She's going to do all sorts of crazy shit, right? Those are chicks you need to be careful about, right? The ones that are vindictive, the ones that are going to be out to get you after the relationship ends, the ones who just can't walk away, right? Just walk away. It didn't work out. Just walk away. Let's just part friends, right? A lot of times, you could just part friends. That's the best way to end things. I mean, with every girl that I've dated since my last bad relationship, 2006, I've remained in contact with pretty much every girl I've dated. I mean, we don't have bad feelings. If I saw them, it wouldn't be like, oh, screw you. You know, it'd just be like, oh, hey, what's up? Probably give a hug or something like that, or maybe even just catch up and do lunch. Right? I don't have those like negative feelings toward that person. Right? The last person I did, that's why I keep using her as an example, was a chick from 2006. We don't talk at all. There's no friendship there. There's nothing. And we were like besties, like in the beginning. We started out as like best friends. But there's nothing there, you know. And sadly, she can't see that. Like, she's responsible for a lot of it. She still continues to this day to be like, nope, it was Matt. Matt. Right? But she is exactly the type of personality that I'm talking about, because she did try to get vengeance on me after the relationship was over. She did it herself, right? I mean, she'll never admit to these things, but that's what you have to look out for when you're dating somebody who is a narcissist, who's self-absorbed, or who's been brainwashed by a lot of this, like these feminist talking points that are happening today, to hate men, to despise men, right? That chick, she doesn't have to be a narcissist. She'll just come after you, right? She'll just like, oh, I'm supposed to hate men. This is, get him back, you know, and then she'll do that. Be careful. Got to be careful out there, guys. And as always, like I said, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think about this young lady's rant. This wasn't really a rant. She was being pretty honest, and kudos to her for being honest. You don't see that too often these days. Usually it's just blame men, blame men. But she was at least saying, hey, guys, look out for these type of women. They will try to seek vengeance on you after the relationship. Avoid them at all costs. So drop your comments below, guys. Let me know what you think of tonight's coaching video. Love to see your comments in my comment section. Love to read them. Love to respond to them. And with that said, I'm going to wrap up here. Until next time, this is M from the 33 Secrets. Go ahead and smash that like button below. Do it now. Also, hit the notification bell right next to it so you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Helps me out a ton when you guys subscribe, so please make sure you subscribe to my channel as well. And for all you guys who want to support my work and all of this incredible, amazing red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content that I am teaching you even further, the best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months to Mastery, where I'm teaching guys just like you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I am talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s, baby. The hottest women on the planet. Okay, I teach you how to do that in 7 Months of Mastery. And You know what? I have tons, thousands upon thousands of successful students now all around the world. Okay, a lot of these guys often drop comments in my comment section talking about how they're in my program, they've met their dream girl, they've met their future wife. I've had a number of students who've been through my 7 months of mastery program already met their wife thanks to my teachings, right? They met a high value, high caliber, hot wife, right? Way above what they were able to get previously before they jumped into my program, 7 months of mastery. They were able to get a girl who was much, much more attractive, much hotter, and much higher value thanks to my teachings. And you know what? I want you to become one of them. Even if you don't plan on getting married, find yourself a cool chick, a high value chick, not one of these like low value, like DG single moms, or you know, women who are passive prime or damaged goods or anything like that. I want to teach you how to go out there and get high value women, just like my students are all around the world. You can become one of us, and all you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds, and it's only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons. So it's only $1 for the entire first month of high value coaching lessons from me. So take advantage of it. And it's the best way to support my work, guys. And thank you very much if you do. I appreciate it. Thanks in advance. And let's crack on out of here.